What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Darn. We here back with my guy Mr. Niel, deGrasse Tyson, explaining big numbers. I seen this request and I was like, you know what, let me check it out. I enjoyed his video about the metric system. Definitely gonna have to check out more of his content because I believe he's like a scientist and stuff. I don't know too much about him, but just from looks of his channel and stuff, hey, he definitely get into science, astrology, and all those different things about space and stuff. You know, I like that type of stuff. I like it. But finna check this out. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Send down those recommendations. Let's see, because there's some big numbers out there, you know. I thought it stopped at 1 billion when I was younger. Then 1 trillion came later. So I don't know if there's something bigger than the trillion.
Jack,
Hey, Neil.
we got another explainer video to do.
I do enjoy the explainers.
You like them? That's very nice.
I do, because I learn things.
Okay, that's good. Today's topic,
What is it? Yes.
big numbers.
Okay.
All right, let's work our way there. Okay, because
right.
I don't think people appreciate how big astronomically large numbers are. Okay, of course, astronomical as an adjective is reserved for big things and big uncountable quantities. Okay,
Right.
There's a reason for that, and I want to elucidate this for you. First, we have to introduce exponential notation.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the number 10 raised to a power.
Okay.
Right, so 10 to the third power is 10 times 10 times 10,
Yeah.
Right.
which is 1,000.
Right.
So 10 to the third power is 1,000. 10 to the fourth power is
10,000.
10,000. 10 to the fifth
Right.
power is 100,000. 10 to the sixth power, it's a 1 with 6 zeros, that's a million.
Million.
Okay, are we together?
We're
Are we
good.
Okay.
Yes.
All
These
right.
are all the dream numbers of my bank account.
Hey, he said something key. That's definitely the dream numbers of my bank account. I ain't gonna cap to you, but I know this is basic stuff. We do learn this in school. You know, 10 to the third power, 10 to the fourth, fifth, sixth, however many powers you need, how many powers you have. But yeah.
We're good.
Okay.
Yes.
All
These
right.
are all the dream numbers of my bank account. So I have no problem relating to this.
All right, so the number 1,000 is pretty familiar to us all. The populations of most cities is numbered in the thousands, 10,000, 100,000, 500,000, this sort of thing. Let's go up by another factor of 1,000. So 1,000 times 1,000, now we're at 10 to the sixth power, that's a million.
Right.
The largest cities in the world are measured in millions.
Wow.
Okay, I'm native of New York City. We're 8.5 million or something, such as that today. Let's go up by another factor of 1,000. So we go from 1,000 times 1,000 gets to a million.
Right.
Times another 1,000, we add another 3 zeros, we get to what?
A billion.
Yeah.
So 1,000 million. We have 1,000 million, and that gives us a billion.
That gives you a billion. That's
Okay.
correct. And so that's Carl Sagan's favorite number. Okay, let's say billions. That's his favorite number. It shows up a lot
Big
in
B's.
astronomy. Okay,
Right.
there are between 2 and 400 billion stars in our galaxy. There might be as many as 100 billion galaxies in the universe. So that billion shows up a lot.
Okay.
Okay, well, let's try to further understand this. Okay, so how much money does Jeff Bezos have? What's he worth?
I think he's worth 80-something billion.
So let's round that to 100
Dang.
billion. Okay? So now, here we go.
Jeff
Suppose.
Bezos, I think his money is more than that, to be honest. Now.
So let's round that to 100
I don't know
billion.
how old this
Okay?
is.
So now, here we go. Suppose I had 100 billion $1 bills.
All right.
Okay? And
I
what
would be your friend for life.
Like, let me hold a couple of hundred of those dollars you have there, my friend.
and
I
what
would be your friend for life.
So what can I do with $100 billion bills? Well, I can take them and put them end to end, and I can go around the Earth 200 times.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a lot.
That is.
200 times. Wait. But I have some leftover money. Okay.
You still have money left over?
Yes. Okay.
Damn.
Okay. So now I'm going to put them vertically and see how high they go. Well, with what's left over after you went around the world 200 times, you can go vertically to the moon and back 10 times.
What?
Wait a
That's
minute.
wild.
That's in addition to going around 2 times.
No, 200 times.
100?
Wait, you are going around the earth 200 times.
Yes.
Wow.
And then with the money left over,
Left over.
Left over.
Now you stack them
Now you
vertically.
can go-
These numbers be different. Wow. So $100 billion bills go around the earth? That's what? What's the measure of a dollar bill? I don't even have a dollar on me to measure.
Left over.
Left over.
Now you stack them
Now you
vertically
can go
up to the
to
moon
the
and back
moon
10 times.
and back.
That's wild.
Correct.
10 times.
Correct.
Oh, yo, that's insane.
Correct.
So my mattress money got me to the moon and back. That's the leftover cash.
Left over. Okay.
Not the mattress
Other things.
money.
McDonald's used to keep track of how many hamburgers they sold. Do you remember
Right.
this?
Yes.
If old timers
Over 1
remember.
billion
Billion,
served.
up to 12 billion, 30 billion, 50. Then they just gave
Wow.
up, and you know what they say now? Billions and billions.
Dang.
Billions and billions.
Okay, so let's go up by another factor.
Why do he sound like Stewie from Family Guy? Am I tripping?
Billions and billions.
Okay, so let's go up by another factor of 1,000. From a billion, which is 9 zeros, to now we go to 12 zeros. So billion, we have by. What would come after by?
Try?
Try.
Okay, yeah,
trillion.
yeah.
Trillion. So
Trillions?
10 to the 12th power is a trillion. Okay? About a trillion seconds have passed since cave dwellers painted on cave walls. Okay, here's why that's significant. Because you can actually count to a billion in your lifetime. And I celebrated my billionth second. I don't know if you did, but I celebrated my billionth. I don't know where you were.
Come on, Neil. We don't be thinking about that. I don't be counting. I barely like to count to 100. You know what I'm saying?
I celebrated my billionth second. I don't know if you did, but I celebrated my billionth. I don't know where you were.
Yeah, I don't know where I was either. I'll tell you this much. I missed it like that.
So you
I
lived
missed
your
mine.
second between your 31st year and your 32nd year of life. So
Oh.
I counted that out, and I had a real fast little sip of champagne, and that was my billionth second. So if you counted one number per second for every second you're alive, and don't sleep, and you can do it in 31 years. So how long will it take to count to a trillion?
It got to be double that or triple that.
Let's see. You need another 1,000.
It's
on
1,000 times that.
Oh,
Top of that.
1,000
Right.
times.
You need another 1,000 on top of that. So you got 1,000 times. So you're not gonna make it.
So you need 1,000 times 31 years to get there. How long is that? 31,000 years.
1,000. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
there you
yeah.
go.
So if you want to give a kid
Life expectancy, especially in the States, you barely seeing 60 or 70. Other states, I think the highest was 80 something. Definitely ain't seeing 31
how long
of
is
them
that?
things.
31,000 years.
1,000. Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
So if you want to give a kid a task because they're your kids, say, oh,
I'm
count to a trillion. And
Count
then-
to a trillion. There you go. And better yet, just make it 1 billion and see them and keep them going for 30 years. I'm so bored. Count
All right.
to 1 billion.
Keep
So let's
going.
go up another
Keep it
factor of
going.
1,000. So we go from
Okay.
billion, trillion. That's 12 zeros. So what would be the next number if you're keeping in this?
Quadrillion?
Quadrillion?
And that has
I ain't never heard of quadrillion.
15 zeros. That's
This
a
is
one.
inconceivable.
I'm getting there. We haven't. You don't know
What is that?
inconceivable yet.
There's got to be another 1,000 times or 10,000 times, 100,000 times.
That's a
This
one.
is
Billion?
inconceivable.
I'm getting there. We haven't. You don't know inconceivable yet. So 15 zeros. That's 1,000 times bigger than a trillion.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. A quadrillion,
Quadrillion.
about 100 quadrillion. I calculated this. Is the estimated number of sounds and words ever uttered by all humans who have ever lived.
Say that again, because that was a
Wow.
weird thing you just said.
Okay.
A quadrillion.
About 100 quadrillion
100.
About 100 quadrillion.
is about the estimated number of sounds and words ever uttered by all humans who have ever lived.
That doesn't include flatulence, though.
And I had to have a separate term for congressional filibusters. They're in there too. So you want to get a sense of the scale of these numbers. I'm just putting it in context here in a cosmic perspective. Let's go up by another factor of 1,000. So we now have a number 1,000 times bigger than
What's
all
the
the
name?
words ever uttered. So we went from trillion,
Quintillion?
billion, trillion, quadrillion, quintillion.
Quintillion.
So that's a one.
Where they be coming up with these names from? Because I know quad is for pretty much stop there. Because after that, you just I don't even think I even heard anything above quad, but they be coming up with some names out here. They
Quintillion.
Quintillion.
So that's a 1 with 18 zeros. Okay?
that would look good on a check.
That's about the number of grains of sand on an average beach.
No way.
Oh, just one beach. Wow.
Just one beach. Just one. Well, just next time you go to a beach, just pick up a handful of sand and just look at it.
Yeah.
And then the sand is deep and it goes into the water a bit and it comes out and it's wide. So you do the volumes. You figure that out. That's how you get a quintillion.
But how is that on every beach when every beach is not the same size? So, dang, I want to know how deep certain beaches go. I don't know how deep the water go too. Will that come into a factor too?
Grains of sand on an average beach. Okay, but we're not done. I'm not done with you, Chuck. Okay.
Listen.
Can you handle the truth? Can you handle it?
I don't even know. I can't. I'm going to tell you the truth. That's just, go ahead. Okay.
And keep in mind, we left Jeff Bezos long ago.
Oh, yeah, way long ago.
Right.
Doing it.
I'm telling you, like, this guy's broke as far as I'm concerned. I wouldn't even stop to rob him on the street. You know what I mean? It's like, Dad.
That ain't
Let's go
nothing.
now 1,000 times bigger than a quintillion. Okay, so quintillion was 10 to the 18th power, 1 with 18 zeros. Now we're talking about 1
What's the
with
next?
21
Sextillion?
Okay, that has a name. Next up, sextillion.
Sextillion.
1 with 21
Wow.
zeros. That is the estimated number of stars in the universe.
Wow.
A sextillion.
Yes.
Who counted this? Who counted this stuff? How do you know that? Whose job is it at NASA to count this stuff? Like, who's sitting there like coming into work like, hey guys, what's up, man? I'm on quintillion amount of stars. I got another quintillion to count. That makes no sense.
A sextillion.
Yes.
Say yes.
So that's 1,000 times larger than the number of grains of sand on a beach. Which is itself 1,000 times larger than all the sounds and words ever uttered.
So the sand on the beach reflects the stars. That's a theory right there. No, I'm kidding. But
which is
make you
itself
think,
1,000 times larger than all the sounds and words ever uttered. Actually, it's about 10 times larger than the sounds and words ever uttered by all humans who have ever lived. You can take that all the way down. So these are factors larger, not just additive increments, but factors increments. But let's keep going. I'm not done with you. 10 to the 23rd power. You met that number in your chemistry class in high school.
what is this, light beam?
6.02 times 10 to the 23rd power. That's a mole in chemistry.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and a mole is how many
Okay, I know.
particles of a substance occupy a specified mass of that substance. Okay,
Gotcha.
a mole.
A mole.
Okay,
Okay. I
and so
remember
there are
mole.
vessels that contain moles of things. 10 to the 23rd molecules. So here you go. You ready? Do you realize there are more molecules of water in a glass of water than there are glasses of water in all the world's oceans?
What?
There are more molecules of water in a glass of water than there are glasses of water in the entire volume of water in the world.
Correct. Okay.
You know what? I'm going to drink to that.
Okay, so wait. Not only that, there are more molecules of air in a single breath of air than there are breaths of air in all the world's atmosphere.
Wow.
Okay, so what this means...
That's different.
That's not just a fun fact. What this means is when I drink a glass of water, and then it comes out of me 7 different ways, okay? I can sweat it, I can spit it,
urine,
pee, all of this. It goes back into the environment.
Okay, this has gotten really disgusting.
There are enough molecules
Oh,
that I
everything.
have just expelled
Wow.
to repopulate all the world's water supply with some of the molecules that were in the glass that I just drank.
So here's what we've learned, people. When you drink a glass of water, you're drinking Neil deGrasse Tyson's spit.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. That's kind of what it sounds like. Hey, when you drink water, when you drink anything, it's coming back from whatever was in the earth. So it's other people's spit, other people urine, maybe. You know, people do that stuff outside sometimes. All those things. Basically, reproduction,
You're
reproducing.
Neil deGrasse Tyson's spit.
No, given enough time, it has to remix into the world.
course,
So that takes time. So if you can get a character from long enough ago, whoever your hero is it Socrates? Is it Joan of Arc? Is it Jesus? Just go far enough back in time.
At some point, there's
you
a
can
little bit of them in you.
Correct. In the glass of water you drink, there is water molecules that pass through the kidneys of Jesus.
What?
There are air molecules that were breathed by Genghis Khan. And so in that way, we are deeply connected in the fluids we consume and in the air we breathe.
That is so cool. That is one of the coolest facts we have ever divulged on this show.
That's different.
And you can
That's
get
different.
that with 10 to the 23 molecules scattered back into the atmosphere or into the waters of the world.
It's all about a mole.
A mole.
Now, how do we take that and find out how we recycle Jeff Bezos' money into my bank account?
Hey, you know what? Mr. Neil, throw some in mine too. Let me know how you help my brother over here out, and you can have my bank account information.
How we recycle Jeff Bezos' money into my bank account.
Okay, Chuck, I'll get to work on that equation.
Yes, please do.
So working up from the mole, we get to 10 to the 81st power. If you multiply all the stars and times all the molecules and particles they're made of, you get 10 to the 81 power, which is the sum of all particles that comprise the observable universe.
And what's that?
That's cool.
Now you can ask, why would anyone need a number bigger than this?
Google
I was going to say, there's nothing else beyond that.
Beyond that to count.
can't be
Right.
There
What
isn't.
is there to count beyond that?
Okay, but that doesn't stop mathematicians. So there's a number, a 1 with 100 zeros, nice round, that would be 10 to the 100th power. That's called a googol.
A googol.
The company took that word, messed up the spelling of it, and they became the first time most people even ever heard the pronunciation
Wow.
of such a thing. Google.
Nice.
1 with 100 zeros. That is
A googol.
10 to the 19th power larger than the number of particles in the entire universe.
Dang.
That's
God.
that's all right. So what's the use of that? Well, we'll get there. Okay. How about a number?
What
that
I mean, outside of numbers, we know what we use Google for. I mean, we use Google or the other Google for a lot of things, but pertaining to numbers, the Google with the GOOGOL. This is my first time hearing that. What in the world? Like, I didn't even know it was this many names pertaining to this many numbers and stuff.
the Google. Well, how would you write out a Google? You put a 1 and the 100 zeros, right? That's
Okay.
what 10 to the 100th power means. There's a number that dwarfs the Google. That's 10 to the Google power.
And is that called a Yahoo?
10 to the Google power is a 1 with
Oh
a
my
Google
God.
zeros, and that's called the googolplex.
Googleplex.
Oh, sweet.
Google Plus.
The googolplex. Now,
My guy
here's
said
the
that
problem.
called a Yahoo. I ain't gonna lie, that was good.
Oh, sweet.
Googleplex.
The googolplex. Now, here's the problem with the googolplex. How many zeros does it have if you were to write it out?
More zeros than, let's see, more zeros
100 more Google.
than it would take
100 more
your
zeros.
child to write out after you sent them to the corner.
For a timeout?
Count to 1 million.
So if 10 to the 100th is a googol, and it's a 1 with 100 zeros, then 10 to the googol power is a 1 with how many zeros?
1,000? 200?
I have no idea.
It has a googol zeros.
So
If what's
100?
in the exponent is how many zeros you have,
Right.
So it would be
10 to
100.
the 21 had 21 zeros. 10 to the 81 had 81 zeros. 10 to the 100th, Google has 100 zeros. 10 to the googol
It would be 100.
is a 1 with a googol zeros. That's a googolplex. Here's my point.
Huh?
If
I
a Goo-
didn't. A Google is 100 with 100 zeros. And if it's 10 to the Google, wouldn't it still be 10 to the 100? What?
Google zeros, that's a googolplex. Here's my point. If a googolplex has a Google zeros in it,
Right.
there are not enough particles in the universe upon which you would write the zeros just to express that number.
So there's not room for a googolplex.
To be written
To be
out
written
in full form in the universe. That's correct. If you put a zero on every particle in the universe,
You don't have. You run out of room to write the googolplex.
correct.
That's insane.
That's
insane.
super
It's completely
insane.
It's the googolplex. It's a big number.
And wait a minute. So we went through all this to say
That's it.
it's a big number.
It's a big number. I'm just saying.
Oh my
That's what
God.
the session is about, Chuck. Big numbers. Did you get the rhythm
There
in this
we
yet?
go, full circle, and we're full circle. Big
Okay.
numbers.
All right. So now,
That's crazy.
why do you have big numbers at all? Because you're no longer counting things. You're counting, in one use of them, you're counting events. So, for example, there is a number that dwarfs the googolplex. It's called Skewes number.
Skewes.
It's,
How you
called,
spell
it's
it?
10
Skewes. I
10th
heard of Skewes.
to the 10th to the 34th power. It's called Skewes number.
I think I heard of this.
Okay.
Now, that number dwarfs the googolplex, and you can only write it this way with these sort of exponents up there, okay?
Well, because there's not enough room in the universe to write it any other
All
way.
right.
Exactly. Okay. That's about the total number of combinations of how you would orient the matter in the universe.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
for example, if I take a molecule within you and swap it with a molecule in me, that's a configuration of the universe. I take something from Alpha Centauri and swap it with Omega Ceti 5, which is a fictional place from Star Trek. Swap those atoms, that's another config. Swap 10 atoms here and there, that's another configuration. It's the number of combinations of particle configurations in the universe.
Wow.
All right, that is pretty cool.
Right. Again, you're not counting things, you're counting events. It's like asking how many possible chess games are there?
Right.
Chess only has, 32 pieces in it and 64 squares.
Right.
All right. So there you have it, Chuck. I just wanted to give you a
That's
sense
different.
of what big numbers are. And whatever is the big number you thought the big number was, there are bigger numbers than that.
There's bigger numbers than that. Right.
Right. And
Well,
for me,
what I have taken away from this is Jeff Bezos isn't as rich as I thought he was.
Hey, billions. I thought billions was, a good amount, at least for money wise. I knew about trillions, but now we got quintillions, quadtillions, sextillions, freaking Google. Like that's crazy.
Jeff Bezos
That is
isn't-
crazy.
the big number was, there are bigger numbers than that.
There's bigger numbers than that. Right.
Right. And
Well,
for me,
what I have taken away from this is Jeff Bezos isn't as rich as I thought he was.
he's a broke.
He's broke ass Bezos.
So, Chuck, there you have it. The cosmic perspective of big numbers.
Big number.
Sweet. Yes.
All right. This has been another explainer video from StarTalk, and I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, bidding you to keep looking up.
I like that one. I like that one. Let me see. Yeah, I did subscribe. Yeah, I appreciate you guys for sending me that one. That was good. That was, hey, there's definitely bigger numbers than we think are out there. Like, I could probably go as he should do a video where he just asks random people on the street, what's the biggest number ever out there? I'm sure people gonna probably say a billion, a trillion, you know. Hey, I now know Google. I'm gonna just use Google. You know, 10 to the basically 100th power, something like that. But that's different. That's different. I like these videos. You know, that definitely opened my mind to some more things. Like I said, bigger numbers than we ever expect. And there's something even bigger out there, you know, that these people are calculated. Obviously, people are sitting at NASA. Their job is to count stars. So I don't know. But hey, it's still interesting stuff. But that's all I have for this video. Hit that subscribe button. Send down those recommendations. You'll be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.